The mystery of Bobby Dunbar, who went missing and was found 8 months later. Bobby Dunbar was 4 when he vanished in 1912. The entire state of Louisiana went looking for him. 8 months passed before he was found. But then things only got stranger. Bobby was the son of Leslie and Percy Dunbar. In August 1912, the family went on a day trip. They were swimming in Swayze Lake in Louisiana. At some point, they noticed that Bobby was gone. Failing to find him anywhere, the Dunbars called the police. The search quickly went statewide. The cops caught and dissected alligators. They threw dynamite into the lake, hoping to bring up the body. They looked everywhere, to no avail. Bobby Dunbar was declared missing. But 8 months later, Bobby was spotted in Mississippi. He was with a traveling salesman named William Cantwell Walters. The police detained Walters and grilled him intensely. But Walters claimed to have never heard of Bobby Dunbar. The boy's name, he said, was Charles Bruce Anderson. He was the illegitimate child of Walters' brother. The boy's mother was a hired worker named Julia Anderson. Walters said Julia had left the boy in his care. She had left looking for work. Local residents confirmed Walters' story, but the police thought it was a bit too convenient. Walters was arrested, and the boy was taken into custody. Bruce Bobby was taken to Leslie and Percy in Louisiana. What happened during their reunion is still unclear. One newspaper claimed the boy was overjoyed. He supposedly cried out, "Mother," and ran to Leslie. Another wrote that he was confused and scared. It reported that Leslie refused to recognize him. Other accounts said both parents had doubts about the boy's identity. Anyway, they took him in for the night. After Leslie bathed him, she said it was definitely her son. She'd seen some moles and scars on his body that matched Bobby's. Thus, Bobby Dunbar was returned to Leslie and Percy's custody. But a few days later, Julia Anderson showed up at the police station. She reiterated Walters' story and demanded her son back. Julia said she'd only left Bruce to Walters for a few days. She couldn't find any work, so the days had stretched into months. The police set up a lineup with Bobby. Julia couldn't correctly identify him. The next day she returned, saying she was now positive the boy was her son, Bruce. But the newspapers took the Dunbar's side. They depicted Julia as an unemployed vagrant of low moral character. Then Walters, the traveling salesman, was charged with kidnapping. Julia and the entire Mississippi town testified on his behalf, but the court found him guilty. This settling the matter. The boy was once and for all, proclaimed Bobby Dunbar. Walters was sentenced to 2 years in prison. The boy lived happily at the Dunbar's family home. He bonded with his brothers and seemed to remember the house. Bobby grew up, married, and had 4 kids of his own. He didn't remember the events of his childhood, but he never doubted the official story either. Bobby Dunbar died in 1966, aged 58. The story seemed to end with him, but in 2004, his son Bob Dunbar Jr. took a DNA test. The test was conclusive. Bob Dunbar Jr. was not blood related to any of the Dunbars, but he was certainly related to the Andersons. Bob's late father was, after all, Bruce Anderson. But what happened to the real Bobby Dunbar? That mystery remains unsolved. He's still listed as missing, presumed dead. Bobby Dunbar has been missing for 111 years.